Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm KKerr. I'll be your instructor for HIM 6502. I wanted to give you a little bit of an introduction to myself, both personally and professionally. And I will be going over the time limit that I had set for all of you in your introductions. And so I apologize for that in advance. But I wanted to just kind of set the stage for this class and tell you a little bit about me because we're going to be spending the next 16 weeks together. And so that's a long time. And so I'll maybe start off with my career because I don't have a slide here for that. But, uh, from an educational background, I have a undergrad in HIM, a master's in HIM, both from the College of St. Scholastica, and a doctor of education in um, with a focus in higher ed. So that's kind of my education, and then my work career. Before joining CSS full time, I was an HIM manager for a hospital and attached nursing home for 7 years. That was at Essentia Health in Sandstone, Minnesota. That was my first job right out of college. I managed the HIM department there for both the hospital and the nursing home. That was a real big learning experience. And towards the end of my time at Essentia Health, I oversaw the implementation of electronic health records, and that's kind of where my love for EHR implementation and project management began. And so during my time there, I help them implement the Meditech electronic health record. After that, I took a job in Mora, Minnesota at Wellia Health. I live in Mora, and so I was commuting to Sandstone, where Essentia Health Sandstone was, and that was about a 40-minute drive for me. And as my girls were getting older, I needed them to be in the same, I should say I needed to be where my girls are going to be, which was in Mora, starting school and things. So anyways, I became the IT manager at Welly Health, and I was there for about 3 years, also focusing the majority of my time on implementing their Meditech health system or electronic health record. Um, it's a modular system, and so they were a little bit farther along than Sandstone was, and so I got to experience some more advanced application implementation there, more clinicals and things like that. So that was kind of how it started. While I was working at Essentia Health and Wellia, I was doing some adjunct teaching for Saint Scholastica, and this full-time teaching position came up and I jumped at it. I work remotely from my home in Mora, Minnesota. I teach primarily online in all of our programs, the undergrad HIM, the master's in HIM, obviously, and then our master's in health informatics. And a big part of my job is our internship placement for the undergrad students. So I love all the classes I teach and especially working with all of you. So a little bit about my family. So I've been married to my husband, Brian, for 19 years. We have two daughters, Nora, who just turned 16. So we have a new driver in the family. This is very strange for me to not be running to town constantly with activities. And then our other daughter, Macy, who is 14 and is just finishing up 8th grade. So we are really busy with them. We have two black labs, Cyrus and Louie, and we have a cat named Doodle. He was a rescue. We don't call him Doodle. He is Kitty most of the time. So like I said earlier, we live in Mora, Minnesota, which is about midway between, honestly, the state of Minnesota. And so about an hour and a half south of Duluth and about an hour and a half north of the Twin Cities. And just have a couple pictures here. You'll see lots of pictures with my family at skiing events here in this slideshow. Our life pretty much revolves around Nordic skiing. And if you're familiar with Mora, Minnesota at all, you'll know that we host the Vasaloppet ski race every February. And I'm actually on the board for the Vasaloppet and really enjoy that. And then there's a picture of my husband, Ryan, and our daughter, Nora. They have birthdays in April. And so they get to celebrate them together. And then our two dogs. So That's that. Let's see here if I can advance. So, one of my big accomplishments was obviously finishing my doctoral degree. It took me a little longer than I had anticipated, more like 5 going into 6 years, but I did it, and it was just a huge accomplishment and such a great feeling to have that done. And there's a picture of me with my family on graduation day. And so I enjoy gardening. I threw in a picture of some lilies that I have, and then just kind of wanted to share some of my motivators with all of you. And definitely my family is my biggest motivator. I have a really strong desire to succeed and can be a perfectionist at times. I really aspire to be a transformational leader, and that kind of also goes into my next motivator, which is I love mentoring students and helping you all be the best that you can be and to realize your full potential. And I get to do the most of this, or with the work with my undergrad students in their PPEs and as they graduate from the program and pursue careers. But and then I teach this class in the master's program, which is the first class for many of our students. And so in the master's program, and so I don't get to like mentor a lot of you. But if you are needing some guidance or would like some help with your resume or interviewing or any of those kinds of things that I can help you with, I would be so happy to do that. So don't ever hesitate to reach out to me even after this class ends. I'm always here. um, and then I have just a strong desire to learn, and I love learning. Um, and so that is that is the probably the main driver for why I do what I do is a love of learning, and I learn so much from all of you as I teach. So that's a little bit about more about me, and then I have one final slide just to kind of share some of my other interests. So cross country skiing is what we do in my family, and so here's a picture of me and Ryan with our girls, and then me with our girls after ski races. And yeah, and I also love traveling. I just got back from a trip, a Catholic pilgrimage to Fatima, Portugal, and Lourdes, France. They were both amazing places, and we did a tour. I did a tour with some friends, and there's a picture of me with my 3 friends that I traveled with, and we just had the best time, and it was so fun. So I really enjoy spending time with my family and extended family at our cabin in the summer. So a lot of times I'll be working in the summer from our cabin. Um, and I love that's another reason why I love my job, is that as long as I have internet, I can do my job and support all of you. So while we're at the cabin, I love fishing. I love to garden, although I don't get to do so much of that anymore just because of our busy life with our kids. But I do enjoy reading, and I especially enjoy reading now that I don't have to read textbooks and can actually do some pleasure reading. I like true crime shows and podcasts and 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 uh, all of that. And yeah, and so that was just a little bit about me, and I really look forward to getting to know all of you over the course of this summer. And I I look forward to working with each of you. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and um, have a great day.